Hello and welcome to Sports Tonight on Channels Television. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Tayo Salam. I'm not flying solo on the show today. That's because I also have Kehinde Idris. He's going to be joining me on the show for the next 1 hour. We're going to be dissecting everything going on in the world of sports. Kehinde, good evening. It's good to see you on the show again. It's good
to see you again. I think that should be 2020. We spent a lot of time together, you know, during the whole lockdown, doing the sports this morning. And, you know, since then, we've not had time to be like this on set. I saw you before we came on, and I was like, wow, who would have a nice time? I'm so happy to be here.
So it's safe to call this a mini reunion? Right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Probably it's not even mini. Maybe
it's a major one,
midi.
Right? Exactly, because Austin Okonakman is going to be joining us as well, too. And I believe me, you, and Austin, we've done the show together as well. So, Austin, good evening. It's great to have you on Sport this morning to this major reunion, according to Kehinde Idris.
Awesome. Tayo, you know what? You got me right into the show with the vibes you brought into it. So allow me to reintroduce myself.
It's been a minute, Austin.
I'm Austin Okonakman right here in London. Tayo, it's good to be doing the show with you. Good to see Kehinde Idris. So much going on in our world of sports, and I'm sure you guys are ready to rock and roll.
Absolutely. We're ready to rock and roll, Austin. Now, we're going to start with you right there in London. We've got updates concerning Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Tell us about it.
Tayo, you know, that's what everyone is talking about that follows boxing in the United Kingdom. When Tyson Fury made the announcement, we thought it was another bluff, you know, because the Gypsy King loves it when we talk about him. He loves to show off his WBC heavyweight belt, you know, and right after Anthony Joshua lost to Usyk in the rematch, he said, look, let me give you some relevance, you know, AJ, jump on this fight, you know. And then AJ sent a tweet to him, said, look, I'm not for the clouds. If you know you're ready, let's do this. And now you can see 258 management, Frank Warren, Matchroom, everyone talking, and Tyson Fury's team, they've accepted December the 3rd. But people are still quiet about this because, Tayo, if you can remember, we had a deal that didn't work between Joshua and Fury when we thought it was going to happen, you know. So everyone is being careful, but I think Tyson Fury is doing more than enough favor by giving Anthony Joshua this opportunity to fight him, because this is the fight that the British boxing community wants to see. In fact, Europe to an extent, because just try and imagine Anthony Joshua getting this belt from Tyson Fury, it turns everything around. So let me tell you what's going on here. Boxing fans are looking forward to this fight. This man, Tyson Fury, is definitely the man to beat in the heavyweight division. He is feared because he practically took Deontay Wilder to a place no one expected. And it brings the vibes also. I'm sure Tayo and Kehinde Idris, you guys love the vibes it brings. Even his trash talk, so next then you'll love it. So that's the update for you right there. The both camps, they are talking. They believe that December the 3rd will be a reality. But we're still mourning the passing of the Queen. Once that is out of the way, we'll firm plans up and we're going to have that big fight, Tayo.
We can't wait. I'm very excited. Kehinde is very excited to talk about this as well. But before I let you talk, just a confirmation of what Austin has said. The AJ's management actually broke the news today on social media, pretty much saying Anthony Joshua has accepted all the terms laid on the table by Tyson Fury. So this tells you that AJ really wants this fight.
Of course.
He's agreed to the date. He's agreed to the stadium, which is likely to be, that's a confirmation right there coming from 258. And Matchroom Boxing, they can confirm on behalf of Anthony Joshua that we've accepted all terms presented to us by Fury's team for a fight for December the 3rd. That was last Friday. That was when the agreement was done. But due to the Queen's passing, it was agreed to halt all communication. We are waiting a response, and the response has actually come from Frank Warren, who's a British promoter of Tyson Fury, that they will be sending a contract very, very soon. So as it is right now, everything has been agreed, but no contracts
just black
have been signed yet. And we've been following boxing for too long until that No, not until the ink dries on the paper. Actually, until weigh in, Austin and Kennedy, you can agree with me.
Exactly, face off.
Until the face off, the fight is not done, right? What else? I mean, what else can stop this fight from happening now?
I think, like Austin rightly mentioned, we've had something this close, Tyson Fury and Joshua, just sometimes ago last year.
Absolutely.
And we thought it was going to happen, the unification bout and all of that. But voila, it didn't happen. And then he had to be the mandatory challenger, Usyk, coming up to say, I've been on standby for a long, long while. I need to take my chance against Joshua. And he had to fight, against Joshua, retaining his belt after the second. And that left us where we are today. And now, we were here on the show last week, and Tyson Fury said something. Putting on the table a 60-40, that is me being magnanimous enough. Or I would say my team being magnanimous to Joshua. But Joshua, I think for years now, he's been the one who takes the larger chunk, and then you have the other man taking the scraps after Joshua.
Tables have turned.
Tables have turned.
Right.
And also, I'll go back to the words of Austin. Relevance. This fight, number one, look at 60-40. That is still giving Joshua a lot of relevance. 60 is not so far from 40. On a good day, it would have been 70-30 or 65-35, thereabout. 60-40 is fair enough to still recognize it as huge. Number two, if something happens on that day, I don't know if December the 3rd is sacrosanct, but we're using December the 3rd. If it happens that Joshua gets that belt, do you know the kind of story we'll be talking about? This is the period, that will be the period where we'll say, who writes this script? This is a script that you can hardly just imagine. Joshua gets the belt, and then Joshua is talking about fighting Usyk again to retain, this whole mix. So this is giving a huge relevance to Joshua. And as of last week, I was of the opinion, hey, Joshua and your team, not thinking about this, grab it.
Grab it.
Tyson Fury is the man to beat, number one. It gives you a lot of clout when it comes to recognition if you get into the ring. Number two, you can have the tables turned around if you get this belt. And then the money is also good. 60-40 is good enough.
No, that's far from a low ball offer. You have to say, I agree with you as well, too, that Tyson Fury is very, very fair.
Very fair.
In his dealings and these negotiations with Anthony Joshua. But I'm going to come back to Austin now. Austin, there are a lot of AJ fans in Nigeria for obvious reasons, and everyone have spoken to. They're worried that Anthony Joshua is going into a fight or wants to go into a fight like this on the back of 2 straight losses. Are you as worried as the majority of the boxing fans and AJ fans in Nigeria?
I'm not worried because before that fight with Usyk, the rematch, I remember I was with him in London and I spoke with him. I love the confidence that I saw from Anthony Joshua. And right after he lost the second fight, you could tell that he was disappointed. He broke down during the post-fight conference. He was in tears. He said he let a lot of people down. He knows that people love him. He knows that he has brought a lot of followership to heavyweight boxing. He knew winning that fight against Usyk meant so much for the UK boxing community. And when Tyson Fury brought this offer, he can't say no, Tayo. He can't chicken out. The man who is on the floor fears no fall. So he just needs to find a way now to pick it up. This is redemption song for Anthony Oluwafemi Olasheni Joshua. If he puts himself together and just beats Tyson Fury, it flips everything around in the heavyweight division. And then we'll start thinking like, what's going on? It will reshuffle it. And don't forget, I said it right after the fight. My sources in the United Kingdom told me that the major promoters, boxing promoters all over the world, still want to see Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua before they see Usyk and Fury. And you know why? It's because of clout, relevance. It's because of the money, commercial value. It's going to be arguably the biggest fight we've seen in the United Kingdom when Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury gets on the ring. But Tayo, right now, we cannot be talking about fear for Anthony Joshua. He has to pick himself back up because this is everything. He needs to just bring everything. And what a story he will write in heavyweight boxing if he can stop Tyson Fury. Tayo, try to imagine it, you know. It would be a fantastic story for this guy. at that press conference in London, he told all of us there that he wants to become the heavyweight world champion for the 3rd time. He thought he was going to do it in the rematch against Usyk. That is gone. I'm telling you, if I was Anthony Joshua and this man says 80-20, come fight for this belt, I'll jump at it.
Wow.
I totally agree. I will.
You agree with what Austin was just saying?
I completely do agree, seriously.
Okay.
A man who is down fears no fall.
True.
Where else does Joshua go from here?
Yeah, can only come up.
Will he go fight Wilder? Will he go fight Dillian White? Is it Derek Chisora? Will he go fighting all these names? Now, while we're thinking, where will he go next? A huge figure, probably the biggest figure in boxing right now.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury comes up to say, hey, there is a catch, King of the Britannia, who owns Britain, really? And then also, you could launch you back to talking about the world boxing itself.
Absolutely.
And, you know, this man is down. I think this will propel him to an height that he did not even imagine, probably in a short while.
Big, massive opportunity for Anthony Joshua that a lot of people didn't see coming until just last week when Fury came up with that offer. And before we leave AJ and Tyson Fury, before we came on air, Austin and Kende, Alexander Usyk is in the news, has offered his services, you know, to assist Anthony Joshua train for this bout against Tyson Fury. What's going on there?
Look, you know, he's a perfect gentleman. Alexander Usyk, perfect gentleman. He just gets into the boxing ring and becomes a beast. And you could tell that he's got some level of respect for Anthony Joshua. You cannot hate Anthony Joshua. If you go close to him as a boxer, you will give him his flowers. You respect him. So he's supposed to be mad because we should be talking about the unification fight. But just to tell you that, to an extent, he's thinking this is just a way to bring Anthony Joshua back into the mix. You know, so he said, okay, you guys, I'm still around the corner. Joshua, bring me into your camp. Let's spar together. Let's see how we can, you know, shut this Tyson Fury, because you could tell that these guys don't like the Gypsy King for his trash talks, you know, particularly those of them that don't talk. So if he goes down, it will be good for heavyweight boxing to reshuffle everything. But then it might just get Deontay Wilder talking again.
Absolutely. I think we're in for a good time when it comes to heavyweight boxing.
I think another angle is the fact that Usyk understands, yes, I might be holding these belts, but there are still some people who stand a little above me. Joshua, over 2 fights, losing to Usyk, still have clout, still have, you know, this level above Usyk. And then also there is Tyson Fury. Now, this fight will create another, when it comes to even the earnings, whenever next Usyk gets into the ring. Whether Joshua beats Fury, gets the belt, or Fury gets to win Joshua, you with the belt, trust me, whatever we're thinking the earnings will be right now, it will propel whenever, if this fight gets to happen and whoever wins comes to, you know, Usyk. And then you just mentioned Deontay Wilder. Maybe in the mix, we would have Deontay Wilder go up against Usyk and all of that, you know. It will just, you know, be beauty. Heavyweight is the catch. It
is the catch. It's always been the catch. And for a long time, we seem to have 3 top boxers, you know, being in contention right now in the heavyweight division. We need to move on from boxing. As soon as the deal is signed, sealed, and delivered, you'll be the first to know on Sports Tonight. Of course, let's get on with the show now. Just on Friday, there was news that came through from the federal government declaring the LMC, that's a league management company, that's a league, as a body that runs and manages the Nigerian Professional Football League. That's the top flight. That news came on Friday, and a lot of commentators and fans alike, they were a bit worried what's going to happen next. Now, tonight, LMC, they finally responded to that particular situation. Kende?
Yeah, they've responded. Even before making out a proper statement, their actions tells everybody that they don't care about what was said, but whether it's from the court or from the ministry and all of that. They went on doing their unveiling for the new seasons. They, you know, unveiled their management team and all of that. They're saying, when you guys are ready, we'll have proper discussions. But this that I just said is just like a man, you know, deceiving himself in his own corner, not going against the other party you have issues with. And that is what the LMC are doing. Go on with your own activity. Whatever happens, there is a proper court or there is a proper way to have this discussion. This body has been in existence for a long while. The federal government, ministry, or the court where it was taken to, did they just wake now? No. It's a whole lot of questions. Yeah. And also, there is a makeshift body on ground that LMC would be out, this particular body. And it's a funny setup. Yeah. And for me, I don't care whether the LMC has the backing to be properly legal, but I like the fact that they are not feeding into everything that they are hearing. Just go on until when we get to that point where the ministry is ready to have discussions the right way, then we'll be discussing this properly. All right, so there's the statements coming from the league management company. The board of the league management company says its attention has been drawn to a media release from the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development to the effect that the federal government has declared the LMC illegal. It's a very, very long list, long statements, but we just decided to take out this part. They also go on to urge stakeholders to remain calm. That's for fans and commentators alike, while it engages the ministry in conjunction with the Nigeria Football Federation. It's all about forging a way forward. To think that even the management, the administrators in the LMC are part of the NFF. That's another question. Austin, are we about to dive into murky waters again?
That's what it is, Tayo. And I was asking myself the other day, maybe I need to bring back my NFF drama series, because I'm just wondering, like, what's going on, When this news broke, I reached out to top officials in the ministry and the league management company, and Tayo, what I saw in the middle of this, Kehinde Idris, is nothing but that September 30th election. Yes. It's all politics, and I'm saying, why are we doing this? My sources in the LMC told me that they were so close to signing a media deal. And we keep saying that the league will not grow if we don't have media rights, if people are not having eyeballs on the league. Yeah. Now, if Tayo or Kehinde Idris, if you guys are trying to put money into the league that the federal government is saying is illegal, are you not going to run away with your money? So at the end of the day, this doesn't do any good to us. And that's because we've thrown reason away and just want to do politics with everything sports. I keep telling people that sports and politics don't go together. Sports and developments work hand in hand. Talk to yourself, let things come out. If there are court cases, can we trash them? If people are not cool with the dealings of the league management company, can we talk about it? Can we be open? We shouldn't wait till, because even if you say it's not politics, we're not going to agree to this. That statement came out the very day Shehu Diko declared that he was going for the NFF presidency. Simple. And I'm saying that, what's going on? Why are people forgetting that league football in Nigeria goes beyond the league management company? There are stakeholders, there are players, coaches, officials, parents, the media. It's a whole business environment that we're trying to build, and at the same time, we're destroying it. So I don't know what's going to come out of this, but the league management company, they've come out with their statement, and they're trying to just stay calm. We're not going to be calm when they say that you're illegal. You should come out and tell us more. Now, tell us more stuff. Be open, be transparent. Tell people what they need to know to trust your dealings as the league body in Nigeria. The Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, don't stop at you just saying they're illegal. We need to know more. Do you want to call a press conference? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of questions to answer, and the media, we don't want to speculate. Now we can only talk about the things you guys are bringing up, and when we try to investigate, people are keeping information close to their chest, and we know why. We're just saying we need administrators that are responsible, accountable, transparent, and purpose-driven.
Austin, you've said it all, spot on. Let's just, Kehinde, let's leave this for now. I'm sure subsequently more will come out.
It just reminds me of not too long ago what happened with our basketball. I think we're taking ourselves to, worrying grounds. Let's not
go back to that basketball situation, because it still hurts me.
Just a funny pronouncement like this led our basketball too.
I still think I'd say, because I've not had the opportunity to say, that's the single worst decision in Nigerian sports history.
In a long while.
What was that about? I
don't know.
Didn't make any sense.
I don't know. Only Austin gets to understand that statement very well.
I saw the...
I don't, particularly that each time I think about it, that the D Tigers labored to qualify for the World Championships, and they're not going to be there. And Tayo, right after they called off that self-imposed suspension,
what was that about?
where have we been with our basketball? The D Tigers are still struggling everywhere. There's just confusion everywhere. So that decision has taken basketball in Nigeria 10 steps backwards. I think we need a break, Tayo.
100 steps backwards, I would say. Austin, let's not get you started. We need to go on a break now. When we come back, there's still a lot more to talk on sports tonight. The UEFA Champions League matches are on already. 2 games concluded. We're going to give you updates of that after this timeout. Join us again.
Welcome back. Sports Tonight on Channels Television will still stay with football administration and management in Nigeria. I mentioned that part of what we're seeing with the league management company is centered around what's going to happen on September the 30th, the elections that will bring the next president of the Nigeria Football Federation. The committee has cleared 11 candidates. I call it the NFF starting 11. So we're going to see who those persons are that will be vying for the seats of the NFF presidency. Amadou Pinnick tenure will be done by September the 30th. Hopefully, we're going to have the election because there are court injunctions here and there. And with all of the drama that is cooking, that election is under some serious threat. So we're just hoping that that election will come. So if our producer is ready, let's take a look at that list. And then Kaide Idris, I'm sure, will jump on it. 11 of them have been cleared. I called it the NFF standing 11.
That's a very interesting way to label that starting 11.
The reserves are there. Right. The reserves are disqualified for now.
Leading the list right there, the first vice president, the current first vice president of the NFF, Seyi Akiwumi, who is the chairman of the Lagos State Football Association. Right after him is Shehu Diko. He's the NFF's second vice president. And until the drama started with the LMC, he was the chairman of the league, or should we say still the chairman of the league management company. Ibrahim Gusso is the NFF chairman of chairmen, and he's also contesting for the seat of the NFF presidency. Suleiman Yaya Kwande, top-notch football administrator in Nigeria, is an NFF board member. He wants to become the president. Musa Amadu is the former NFF general secretary under Sani Lulu and under Majori also. Is also vying to become the president of the NFF. Dr. Christian Emerua, who has a lot of experience in football administration and is in charge of the Confederation of African Football, head of safety and security. And he's been talking a lot about this election and his plans to take Nigerian football forward. Amaze Uchegbulam is a former NFF first vice president, and I think Imo State FA chairman is also going for that. Adam Mohammed is the FCT Football Association chairman, also vying. Pete Saidi, the ex-international, former Super Eagles goalkeeper, put Pastor there, Pastor Peter Saidi, also going for the NFF presidency. Abayola, former chairman, Kano Pillars, works with the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development now, also going for that. And David Buhari Dakati is right here in the United Kingdom, also vying for the NFF presidency. So let me give it straight up to Kaide Idris, starting 11. If you look at it, I've been doing a lot of research on these guys. They know their football, but only one will become president.
Yes. Only one will become president, and probably the most popular right now, aside, administrative. Peter Saidi, that with the statement that was made a few days ago, that everybody who plays for the national team, especially the Super Eagles, Super Falcons, must know how to recite the national anthem. A whole lot of different thoughts and opinion on that. But looking at, all of those names, staunch, ardent follower of our football. Some who are not even here, like David Duarte, you mentioned, like Peter Saidi, that who resides in South Africa. You find statements, activities that has to do with them linking up with their football at home. Don't even go to those who are right here, Kande, Akiumi, Shehu Diko and the likes. I think it's a fierce one already. I'm looking at the delegates that will vote. I think they already have, I understand everybody have their own man. But there are times, you know, especially this period looks like, I'm just having that feeling that it's a huge turning point. That it won't just be business as usual. Maybe I have this person as my candidate, but I'm looking at the CV of every other person and I'm thinking, wow, this is rather tough than, you know, just going with my candidate and all of that. For those like us, media and others, probably football fans in Nigeria, who are watching, I think keenly, for the first time in a long while, I think it's so pronounced. Everybody, you know, have their eyes, ears, and all of that on the NFF election that is coming. Because as much as you can blame him for so many things, I think Amaju Pinnick took the NFF name to another level with his activities in CAF, activities at the world level, talking about FIFA. A lot of persons now take note of what NFF is all about. The NFF president is here, he's talking this and all of that. Now the NFF election is coming and the end of an era is about to happen. So people want to see how fair enough will this election be, number one. Then number two, who are these candidates? And with what you just ruled out and what people know, I think this is already fierce. I mean, in the right way, not fierce in the wrong way. I'm hoping it goes as fair and as free as possible and the best man gets to be here.
That's very interesting. Austin, before we come back to you, I want to go along with your starting 11.
Who is the coach?
Yeah, okay. Who's the coach? Let's leave the coach out of this for now. But I mean,
maybe the ministry
is the coach.
Is the coach.
I'm thinking Amaju Pinnick is the coach.
No. That's not going to work.
That's not going
to work. But back to what I was going to say, a lot of these names, if you're a football follower in Nigeria, you're very familiar with the likes of Sheyi Akiunmi, Shehu Diko, Ibrahim Gusau, and the likes.
Mukhtar.
So they're like the veterans of football administration in Nigeria. Now let's talk about the rookies, in quotes, the greenhorns who are trying to get, you know, into football administration in Nigeria. I'm looking at two names: Peter Said Ida, as well as David Buhari Doherty, who's based in the UK, like you said.
I'll just tell you, so I've been trying to, you know, not speak much about this candidate so it will look like we're selling them, you know, but as I said, Peter Saidida, definitely not a greenhorn, if you ask me, because he's been involved with football to an extent right after
compared to the retired.
He was media officer of the Super Eagles, you know, stayed in that position for some time, and then he's been doing one or two things here and there. He's to an extent a household name in terms of administration. So it's heartwarming that someone like him is coming out, you know. So what we need to understand is what is driving his passion. You know, what is he that is making him want to become the NFF president? Same with David Doherty. I know David so well and what he was doing for Team Nigeria UK. He's been a grassroots person, you know, trying to get young talents, trying to give Nigeria some good representation through the talent we have in the United Kingdom. So such a person might have development, you know, at the core of his manifesto for this NFF election, you know. But there are also some persons that you can look at and you just wonder, why are they going, you know, particularly those guys who have been with football administration in Nigeria for some time. It could be that they understand the issues and they believe that if they have a shot at the top, they can now make, you know, decisions that will bring about the required change for our football. It'll be good to see how this election will turn. But as I said, let's just hope that elections, you know, first will happen. And that's just what I've been saying, because from now till September the 30th, guys, brace up. The storm is coming.
The storm is coming.
And another thing I like is the fact that there is an actual breakdown to the activities built up to. Yesterday, names will be mentioned, you know, qualified names And then, you know, they were mentioned the 11 disqualified ones from that 12th of September, which was yesterday. You can start, you know, dropping your appeal up until September 15th, which is Thursday. And then all of those appeals will be looked into between 16 and 17, which is Friday and Saturday. And by Monday, 19th of September, the final list. So this 11 is not sacrosanct yet. The final list will be next Monday. And then after that, the next day, Tuesday, 28th of September, you can start your campaign. And then you campaign up until 12 midnight of 29th of September. And then the next morning in Benin City, we'll have the election on the 30th. So, you know, the breakdown takes, and then you, myself, Austin, you have fans who follow your show, who follow you, and they have all this breakdown. People are asking questions, okay, this had happened, we're going to this. So I love that breakdown.
Yeah, let's hope, you know.
It's followed.
Exactly. Let's hope everything goes according to plan and all of that. Yeah, we're focusing on the presidency for obvious reasons. Of course, there's also going to be the vice presidential election as well, too. And Felix Anyasi Agu, we all know him for Aimba, you know, stalwarts right there. There's also Senator Obinna Ogba as well as Chinedu Okoye.
I think this is looking tougher than even the presidency. As much as there are just three, it looks tough, really. Yeah. All those people, all of them, you know, are to single one out. Good administrators, really. All
right, so we'll see how it all pans out. September the 30th is the day. Before we leave the NFF elections, one of the contestants has been, you know, talking about Christian Merwa. He's been talking about how important it is to reorganize the Nigerian leagues. Let's take a listen to him.
Today, our leagues are nothing really to write home about because there are a lot of challenges in between. First, infrastructure-wise, we don't have any stadium in Nigeria today that is a grade A stadium, certified by CAF. We don't have anyone. Secondly, the organization of our football matches is being done by people that have not been trained in the last 30 years. The state football secretaries, state football association secretaries, these are people who are responsible to assist clubs, you know, to organize football week in, week out across Nigeria. And I asked the question, when last were these guys put together to train about how to organize a football match? And I can say categorically in the last 30 years, none of them have been trained. Okay? So we need to do a whole lot about capacity development in terms of people that will be responsible in the organization of our games if we want to see those games organized in the manner that we will be happy about. Go to the stadiums. Try and check the toilets of the general spectators. You can't use them because they are non-functional in some stadiums. The places where people sit down to watch matches are very dirty. So invariably when you have a stadium that is non-functional, that is non-welcoming, you don't have people going there with families to watch games. What you have is touts and hooligans at the end of the day. We also have the issue of security, you know, insecurity of the match officials. As we speak today, something very funny is happening in Nigeria, which should not be. A situation whereby a referee is being paid his indemnity by a club and being provided accommodation by the home team.
Christian Merwa, that's one of the candidates that's going to contest for the NFF presidency on September the 30th. We're still going to hear more from him definitely going forward as elections approach. Let's take a look at what went down over the weekend for Nigerian teams on the continent. 4 representatives went on the continent, and none of them tasted defeat. We're going to do a little review of those matches for you on the show. The likes of Plateau United went away from home and avoided defeat. They got a 2-2 draw. That's a very credible result, if you ask me. We also saw Remo Stars go to Morocco and get a 1-1 draw.
Yes.
That's mighty impressive. Austin is very excited to obviously talk about that one, but we're going to get to it shortly. First of all, let's take a look at the results of the CAF Champions League matches involving Nigerian teams on the continent. Starting with Plateau United, like I mentioned, he had a 2-2 against ASO of Gabon, Oyebuchi Ifeanyi, and Mohamed Zulkifilu scored the goal for Plateau United. We'll come to that later on. But what you're seeing right now is the CAF Confederation Cup involving Kwara United. 3-0 victory over AS Douanes of Niger Republic. That game was played right here in Lagos at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena. Also, Asfa Club, that's the one I was talking about earlier. Big. I
think that's huge.
Impressive results for Remo Stars, for a team on the continent for the very first time.
And you're playing a former winner.
Yeah, going away to a very hostile territory.
Always hostile.
In North America and generally, North Africa rather. To get a 1-1 draw is just incredible. Austin.
Awesome, sweet. What a weekend it was, Tayo. You know, and I was just saying, look at what our teams are doing on the continent, and we are putting out press statement that the league is illegal. You know, that's what I'm saying, that what are we doing? Remo Stars, I don't know if you watched the show on Friday, I told people that there are things you do before you get on the pitch. 70% of success most times is achieved even before you do the actual work. Remo Stars, let's pay close attention to that team and what Kunle Sodame is doing. Infrastructure, top notch. The moment they qualified for the continental assignment, they started preparing. They took a private jet. Hello. When at the head of a Nigerian team, getting that sort of, you know, so the players were comfortable. I saw pictures and I said, I love these vibes. This team is already winning. And when Asfa scored, I said they're going to respond. And they did. And they showed good character all through the game. Shout out to goalkeeper Bankole, who was fantastic. You know, Kayode Bankole did everything to keep that team going. And that's what it is. When you check the way they prepared, Tayo, you can tell that this team, a small team making a debut. You see, when we say that you need to do the right things to get results, people just go like, oh, just go there and say you are Nigeria, you beat Madagascar. It doesn't work that way anymore. You know, you could tell Kwara United, they fought for their victory. You could tell Rivers United, right from when they won the league title, they were already champion at the beach to get into the CAF Champions League and start business. Same with Plateau United. Nobody will argue that Plateau United had a fantastic season, and what they're doing is they're sustaining the momentum. But the team for the week for Nigeria, Remo Stars.
Has to be. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
There is no doubt, especially Remo Stars going down 1-0 away to Asfa. I think Nigerians who were monitoring.
Did you see the crowd?
The kind of atmosphere, and we felt, okay, the North Africans are here again. It's going to be a mauling. But we had that belief. For us who had followed Remo Stars from last season, and everything that they achieved being in the continent was not a fluke. It's not a case of new club in the top flight, you know, rolling over, you know, some Providence or whatever. It was work. They actually worked for this. Now, one of the mistakes our teams have also done, I think we have this belief that the moment I get to the continent, I sign all of the big players in Nigeria to give me victory. No. This is what Austin is saying. There are things that you do before you get onto the pitch. Psychologically, how psyched up are your players? How ready are they for what is to happen? How comfortable are they feeling? Welfareism is key to every footballer, whether you like it or not. An average sportsman or woman is a mercenary. They understand the span. 20 years, 22 years, you're gone. How well taken care of are they at where they are at those periods really matters. And Remo Stars are feeling that. A comfortable place to stay, a good place to train, and you have a chairman who wants to listen to every worry that you've got. They would perform. I'm not saying this would hand them a win at the CAF Confederations Cup, but with this one game we've seen, I think Remo Stars should be the biggest winner, even for next weekend. So, all of our teams, well done, but Remo really scooped it.
I think I'm yet to see anyone disagree with
this,
you.
yes.
Remo Stars, I thought they were very impressive. Like I said, considering in the first half, you know, they could have capitulated in that.
And nobody would have blamed them.
Exactly.
Because our top teams go there
and lose badly.
They just collect and come back.
So back to what Austin has said. Austin has talked about being putting in the work of the pitch. So they're not only psychologically ready, they're physically ready as well to the tactically as well, and physically. And that's why we're seeing this result from Remo Stars. Shout out to them. Hopefully, they can get the job done.
And I like what the
weekend.
home teams did too.
Yeah.
You're at home. Remo and Plateau are away, Drew. Home teams mauled their opponents. You should understand you are in my house. Even for Kwara that is playing in a seemingly, neutral ground, because they play in Ilorin. Now they are playing in MJ Mobolaji Johnson Arena here in Lagos, and it still ended 3-0. That's how to make sure when you come to my home, you should know that you're way far from your home.
Austin, last word on the Nigerian teams on the continent before we move on with the show.
It was fantastic, and I think we need to listen to Rivers United reactions coming right after that win over Watanga FC of Liberia, 3-0. They did it like champions. I love it so much. Let's listen to them on the show, Tyre.
I think I'm disappointed with the way in which the game went, but on the overall, I'm impressed with the level of performance because under the condition in which my team play, with the kind of pressure we play, under the kind of way the referee officiated the game, and we're able to resist, at least to manage to receive 3 goals. I think I'm overwhelmed. When we go back to the drawing board, we will also have to do check and balance on our own team. We will say for now, the result, this has become a history. The first leg is over. But when they get to Liberia, at the end of the day, you will get the result. We will surely beat them.
All right, welcome back to Sports Tonight. So let's get on with the show. And you saw earlier, fixtures and results are coming from the Betsy Obaseki Women's Football Tournament. We'll be coming to that later on. We're still going to focus on the CAF Confederation Cup, and let's get a post-match reaction coming from Kwara United's coach, Aziz Mohammed, speaking after that incredible, fantastic 3-0 win over their opponents this weekend.
Yeah, we got the 3 goals in the first half. We should have gotten more in the second half, and the boys went down. So we'll work on it, and we'll see how we can go and get a very good result.
Congratulations, all the awardees.
By God's grace. I think we played the first half perfectly. All what we need to do is to improve on our second half. We can play the first half the way we play here, anywhere. I think we can be able to overcome anything. But just the second half that we need to work on. And we're still a work in progress, and we're going to improve on it. I'm very worried. If you see me on the line, I'm disturbed with the players, the way they play. They slow the tempo down, and we'll work on it, We'll work on it. But I'm very worried. We should have had at least 1 or 2 goals.
Welcome back. That's Aziz Mohammed, that's the coach of Kwara United, reacting to that 3-0 win over AS Duanis. Hopefully, they can get the job done in the second leg. That's going to be next weekend. All right, let's get on with the show now. I talked about the Betsy Obaseki Women's Football Tournament going on right there in Benin City. We're down to the semi-finals now. That's why you have the quarterfinal results on your screen right there. Delta Queens 2-1 over Royal Queens, and that's how they got into the last 4. Edo Queens are also through to the last 4 with a 4-0 victory over Heartland Queens. Nasarawa Amazons and Niger Rattles, what a thriller it turned out to be. 3-2, just the 1 goal separating both sides. But it was Nasarawa Amazons advancing into the semi-finals. And last but not the least, certainly FC Robo with a total annihilation of Conference Queens.
I think this is just what the league was about, the concluded league talking about last season. I like the fact that when you're a big team, not just by name, not by I should come and then you give me respect. You should show it every day. Yeah. And if you follow the season, last season, these are the ladies. If Bayelsa Queens were to be here, probably Edo Queens would be the one to leave or something, because they would definitely be in this final four. Robo FC, Delta Queens, Nasarawa Amazons, all the top teams, omitting Rivers Angels and then Bayelsa Queens. So Betsy Obaseki is always looked forward to for the ladies, you know, pre-season warm-ups before the season gets to start. So everybody wants to show the best of their best, sample new players, know new tactics on how to work with, you know, coming players. So good one, semi-final. Look at National Amazons against Edo Queens, but I think the entire country would have their eyes on FC Robo versus Delta Queens.
Austin, I'm told you are champion of the beat to talk about the Amazons and the Queens and all of that. What's up?
You know, and I love it so much because for me, the Betsy Obaseki Women's Football Tournament goes beyond football. It has a very important theme that we shouldn't ignore. It's a say no to drugs. You know, when you use football to champion a social change, you're doing something good for the community. And I love it that it will also go a long way to empower the girl child, give our women another, you know, platform to play football, show their talent. I love the unveiling. You can see the teams that have made it to the semis. You can tell it's been competitive. I can't wait to see National Amazons go against Edo Queens. That one will definitely be a cracker of a match to watch. Edo Queens will be hoping to get to the final and, you know, see what it's like to win this, you know, this cup back home. But it goes beyond the football and the winning. The message, the theme of this competition is already one that we should celebrate. Say no to drugs. I just hope that, you know, they meet the objectives.
Yeah, your spot on Austin, say no to drugs. It cuts across not just football, the general society as well. So we see
especially
how those,
the girl child.
Exactly, yeah. So we'll see how those games pan out in Benin City. We'll be giving you all the updates on our subsequent programs. I talked about the UEFA Champions League earlier. 2 games were concluded before we came on air. We're going to focus on those 2 games before we get out of the studio. Tottenham went to Portugal to face Sporting Lisbon and was looking like it was going to be a goalless affair until injury time when Sporting scored 2 late goals. Paulinho and Arthur Gomez.
Exactly. I think for me, I never saw that coming.
Heartbreaking stuff.
I never saw that coming. Not so much of a heartbreaking stuff, but
the manner in which you've considered the
I'm even
goals,
saying
before
the game even started, I thought there was something in there for Tottenham. At least a draw or, you know, at the maximum a win. Never saw a loss. But Sporting also should be given some respect. I think Sporting are gradually climbing back. Maybe for years now it's been Porto. They are gradually climbing back, and we're seeing that already.
We're seeing that already. Austin, Antonio Conte and Spurs are losing for the first time in a long, long while.
And I think this will bring some sort of reawakening to that team, you know, let them know that now, particularly when it happens in the UEFA Champions League, you go back, you have a look, particularly the way they lost the tire, you know, they will beat themselves on their way back to the United Kingdom. Because you could have just played a draw, you could have just, you know, hold it up, but when you lose in that magnitude. But then, no disrespect, Sporting is a big traditional Champions League team. On a good day, they can hurt any team in Europe. Everyone talks about Porto, but right now, 89 minutes already played. Porto is losing 3-0 at home to FC Bruges. That's the Champions League for you. And this sort of things happen. Liverpool is struggling 1-1 with Ajax. They scored, and then right away Ajax clapped back. No respect for any team at this level. We saw what FC Sheriff did to Real Madrid, I think 2 seasons ago, right there at the Bernabeu. So, but for Conte, I totally agree. When you lose a game, when you're having a good run and you lose a game, it tells you that, now we know that if we don't start winning or pick ourselves back up, it will get worse.
It tells you that you're actually human.
Yeah, exactly. Conte will be sitting, definitely. Austin, that's it for the show. Guys, the major reunion, it's over and we've got to go. Austin?
No, but it's going to be a reunion all week, Tayo. Good to see you back on the show. Barcelona fans, more heartbreak because they're losing 2-0 to FC Bayern Munich. It's the UEFA Champions League for you, Tayo. Kende Idris, thanks so much. That's the show in London. I'm Austin Okonak. I'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, in everything you do, remember, just keep talking sports. Bye for now.
All right, it's a wrap on the show from the Lagos studios as well. To want to thank you for your time, Kende. Appreciate your insights and analysis always.
Thank you so much. Opportunity always cherished. Nice having the show with you.
All right, see you again tomorrow. Bye.